Greetings, sir. We'll proceed with our PBT presentation now. So this is our team. My name is Harish Raj. My metric number is 01DDT22F1070. So I will be starting with problem one. So problem one is, I am the security analyst of a medium-sized company. Recently, my senior management had passed a research paper regarding to ransomware attacks on organizations. My group need to discuss the findings of this paper. As guidelines, my group can use these questions to organize the findings. So after reading the research paper, we carried out the risk assessment and made some suggestions to the senior management. So after this, Prem will be starting the risk assessment.
Hello, my name is Prem Raj Anaki Rajakumar. My matrix number is 01DGT22F1004. Today I'm going to present about the CIR PBT. Based on the problem one, these are the threads that can be found in the research paper. The first one is network servers. This asset can face the following threats, namely unauthorized access, malware infection, denial of services, and data breaches. And why can these threats be exploited? Are because of the weak authentication. Um, from our research, we found that the priority for this asset threats are high. The way we try to mitigate this problem is to implement multi-factor authentication. Next, we look at the employee laptops asset. Threats of the asset is phishing attacks, ransomware, physical theft, and insider threats. The vulnerability for these threats is a lack of encryption. Because of lack of encryption, these threats occur. The priority for this is also high. For the control of employee laptops, um, we decided that we can encrypt hard drives and implement BitLocker. Or in other cases, we can also try saving them in cloud drives, such as OneDrive. The following asset is customer database. The threats faced by this asset is SQL injection, data leakage, insider misuse, and database corruption. The vulnerability is because of inadequate access control. We decided to set this priority as also high. The controls are, the controls is we should implement role-based access control, which is RBAC. And next, the asset is cloud services. The threats faced by this is misconfiguration, account hijacking, data loss, and third-party breaches. The vulnerability in why this happened is because lack of audit logging. We set the priority for this asset as medium. How do we solve this threat? We enable comprehensive audit logging. So regular audit checks should mitigate this asset. That's all from me. Thank you.
So thank you, Prem. So I will be continuing from website type assets. So the threat for websites are DDoS attacks, DDoS attacks, cross-site scripting, XSS, SQL injection, and website defacement. So the vulnerability of website is its insecure coding practices, which uh, can be controlled by conducting regular code reviews and security audits, and of course the priority is high. Next is mobile device type of asset. So the threat for mobile devices is it can be lost or stolen. It might contain malicious apps, data interception, and also jailbreaking or routing its original functionality for something else. So the vulnerability of mobile phone is its lack of remote wipe, where it actually erases everything, all the data remotely, because once it's lost, uh, there's no way you can completely erase the data inside your mobile device. So the priorities at medium, uh, the control methods are we can enable remote pipe functionality by itself. Next is financial systems. So the threats for financial systems are insider fraud, unauthorized transactions, insider data theft, and also compliance violations. So the vulnerability is its weak access controls. So when the access controls are weak, it's more insecure. Uh, More unauthorized personnel can have access to the systems, which can lead to financial loss. The control methods for this are to implement principle of least privilege, which means limited access and controlled access for specific uses. And the priority for this type of assets is high. So let's look at the last asset, which is physical assets. Uh, the threats for physical assets can be theft or vandalism, natural disasters, equipment failure, or sabotage. So these are physical assets in the sense it's can be anything that is concrete in front of our eyes that can be hold, such as houses, properties, our vehicles, anything that is physical. So the vulnerability here is it's inadequate surveillance, which means there should be someone supervising the asset all the time to avoid any of these threats. How do we control this? So we can install CCTV cameras and alarm systems. So as I said, house is a type of an asset. So installing CCTV cameras and alarm systems can help with the security part of the house. The priority for this type of assets is high. That's all from me. Thank you.
Greetings, sir. My name is Mukesh Anwatigobe and my matrix number is 01TTT22F1096. So today I'll be presenting about the problem 2, PBT presentation. So let's start. So the first is the hazard about the hazards. So first one is office environment could be slips and fall due to the obstacles or uneven flooring. So who might be harmed and how by these hazards is all the staff who work in the environment. So they could be harmed by sleeping on the wet surfaces in the kitchen or bathroom areas which falls due to uneven flooring. So as a manager, what are we doing is regular cleaning of the office floors is contacted by professional cleaners and making improvement to uneven flooring. So what are the further action is necessary to be taken is implement the measures such as installing cable management systems to address loose cables, providing non-slip mats, and ensuring proper lighting to mitigate this risk. So who should take this action? So this action should be taken by facilities management team and cleaning contractor of office. So by when this action should be taken? So this action should be taken by within the next 2 weeks. So the progress of it is the at the end of it. So let's look at the next results. So the second one is limited accessibility for wheelchair users. So the person who might be harmed and is the staff who uses the wheelchair will be feeling difficult to go to certain areas of the office such as toilets, kitchen facilities and more. So as a manager, what I will be doing is making sure that whether there are different accessibility rules in the building so that the staff user won't feel difficult to go to the certain areas such as I mentioned just now. So next is what are the Further action is necessary is need to ensure that all routes in the office can be accessible by wheelchair users. This may involve installing ramps, widening doorways, or providing alternative accessible facilities where necessary. So who should take this action is experts in accessibility and building management, and this action should be done implement within the next 2 to 3 months, and the progress of it is in the progress. So let's look at the third one. Third one is the security risk during the non-operational hours. So the person who might be harmed is the unauthorized individuals entering the office after normal operating hours could be risk the security of the staff and the property. So the next is, as a manager, what are you doing is during the non-operational hours, the office building is secure, and the 24/7 security is provided. So next is what are the further action is necessary is implement additional security measures such as alarm or CCTV cameras, or reinforce the entry points if deemed necessary. So by who this action to be taken is security management and building management. So this should be implemented within the next month, and the progress of it is at the end of it. So let's work with this. Next assets. So the next is poor ergonomics arrangement in the office area. So the person who might be harmed by this is all the staff due to the improper ergonomic setup of workstations can lead to discomfort, pain, and reduce the productivity for all staff. So, as a manager, will be implementing some ergonomic measures such as adjustable chairs and computer monitors, and most importantly, conducting a comprehensive ergonomic assessment. So, the further action is necessary should be taken is a perform an ergonomic analysis of every workstation to identify any issues such as improper chair height, monitor placement, or lack of wrist support. So this analysis should also consider the needs of staff who use wheelchairs and to ensure that the workstation are accessible and tailored to their requirement. So this action should be taken by human resources and occupational health specialists. So this should be implemented. Then it should be implemented within the next month, and the progress of it is the end at the beginning of it still. So that's all by me, sir. Thank you.
Selamat sejahtera Tuan. My name is Malcolm Manalaki Ernest Paul, matrix number 01DDT22F1069, and I'll be taking over from my friend Mukesh to continue about this problem 2 presentation. So, moving on. So, what are the hazard? Next hazard that we have is chemical hazards. So, who might be harmed and how? So, exposure to hazardous cleaning products may have an impact on each employee. So, the employee are the ones that can be harmed in this situation. So, what are we already doing? Keeping hazardous chemicals safely inside locked cabinets. Next is what further action that is necessary. We provide the necessary guidance on the safe handling and disposal of hazardous materials, and also ensure that alternative non-toxic cleaning materials are also available at their disposal. Next is action by whom. So this action will be done by the health and cleanliness officer, and it should be done within the upcoming 2 weeks. And the status currently it is ongoing. So next, moving on to the next hazard is asbestos containing materials, ACMs. So who might be harmed and how? So every employee can be exposed to asbestos fibers if ACMs are damaged or cracked. And due to their limited mobility, wheelchair users also mainly can be exposed to this hazard. So what are we already doing? So the owner of the building completed an ACM survey and made the findings public. So ACMs are in good condition and are not likely to be disturbed. So what further actions that we are taking is to make sure staff are well informed about ACM sites and appropriate protocols in order to prevent disruptions, and also giving wheelchair users more training on this matter, on this hazard, is very, very important. So this action will be done by the office managers and staffs. It is to be done within a month and is currently in progress of being done. And moving on. So next we have is the fire hazards. So who might be harmed and how? A fire incident can cause injury to staffs that work in the office, and also wheelchair users will find it rather hard to escape the building and would require assistance in a case of fire emergency. So what are we already doing? Fire drills are conducted on a regular basis for the staffs, for all the employees and everyone in the working environment, to ensure that the staffs are aware of what to do during this type of fire emergencies. So what further action that is necessary? A wheelchair-friendly exit is to be made to ensure that wheelchair users can easily and safely exit the buildings quickly as well in cases of a fire happening. So this action will be taken by a health and safety officer. It is to be done within the next 5 to 6 days and is currently in progress. So last but not least, the next hazard that we have is biological hazards. So who might be harmed and how? Being in contact with infectious diseases may have an impact on everyone, employees, including the wheelchair users. So what are we already doing about this is to use hand sanitizers, encouraging immunization, and also making sure that all the staffs, employees are all adhering to the proper hygiene regulations. So what further action that is necessary and is to be taken is to check for compliance with the most recent health advice about COVID-19 prevention, and also to provide extra accommodations for the wheelchair user if more are needed. So all these actions will be done by the office manager within the next month and is currently ongoing to be completed. So that's all from us. Thank you.